Hi, I am Victoria Demura and this is the first video on my YouTube channel where I'm going to show the entire process of the doll's creation. In the entire process, I mean such things as body sculpting, those clothes, manicure and shoes that we are going to create for this amazing head. That I sculpted on these winter holidays, and you can watch how I was creating her in my shorts. And also I want to mention that in my work I never use resin prints, ink molds and any other stuff that can make life easier, so I make everything completely by myself and I will show you how the process looks from inside, so welcome. I think we can start now because I already can't wait to finish this little beauty. I use Darwi ROC to sculpt and it's an air drying clay. It's a plastic but in the end rather looks like a marble. When drying out, this clay never cracks, so there are no problems during the sculpting process. To make the doll's skeleton, I use foil, wire and metallic sticks. On this step, I already define body curves. In dolls, I prefer longer necks and extremely long legs. And while there is no clay on it, it may seem that the skeleton is too long, but it's gonna be okay. When I posted the video where I was sculpting the head for which we are making the body now, I received many requests to show how I sculpt the bodies for my dolls. Happily, I had this body at the very beginning and I decided to make this video. The body has no volumes yet, and in the sculpting part I will show you how I model different body parts from the different sides. Sometimes you look at the doll's part, for example the hip, and it feels like it's already done. And then you look at it from another side and understand that it's flat or it has not volumes, so you have to keep on working with it. So your main task is to make the sculpture look harmoniously from the different angles. And you have to work with every detail properly. Also, you can see the confirmation of my previous words that the clay doesn't crack during the process. It just dries out and keep on looking as good as it was when you were just putting the layer on. So this is a common spread situation with the air drying clay that it crashes, but it is obviously not about Darwi. It is pretty predictable in work, but it is better appropriate for the static dolls. As I mentioned before, this is a marble-alike plastic and would be too heavy for the ball-jointed dolls. When people ask me how do I define what to sculpt and how to sculpt, I actually don't know what to answer because this is something about an inner feeling how to make it right. I think that when you're making your 5 dolls, you have absolutely no clue what to do and how. But when you get this experience, you'll start developing your own algorithm of the actions. Basically, I begin sculpting from the legs and then going upper to the belly, chest, shoulders and neck. The leg sculpting is the most long-lasting stage. So also you can pay attention to the tools that I use to make my dolls. I always use only brushes and my own fingers to sculpt. If I sculpt a face, I use brushes because there are many small details. But if it's about the body, then basically fingers. I can't say that I use any special or expensive brushes to sculpt, I just use only the brushes that I feel comfortable to work with. You still can see the metallic sticks being out. And this is what the doll stands on. You will see later. The shoes are gonna be non-removable and I sculpt them together with the legs. This doll will have a big platform, so I'm sculpting it too. So this is the result of the sculpting, and it already looks good, but there is so much job ahead. The camera doesn't see the surface through the white color, so I will show you the close-up of it right now. The self-hardening clay is the one that you have to polish, and this procedure actually takes time. I mean like whole lot of time, at least from 4 to 6 hours, maybe a few days. And this is an inseparable feature of the air drying clay. The polishing takes me around 2 days usually, because in the first day I polish the surface and in the second day I fulfill all the dents with the plastic to have the surface smooth. When the surface is perfect, I cover it with an acrylic paint. It takes many layers to paint the doll up, but this is a very satisfying part of the job because there are so many things that are already done. When the doll is primed up, I polish it once again. Everything to make it look flawless in the end. The most complicated part is here. I use bamboo sticks to put the plastic on it. Then I sculpt a front side of the hand and a palm. I leave it raw, which means that I don't dry it out before fixing the fingers on it. Then I form every finger separately with no wire in it and fix it on the base that I've already done. Leaving it raw gives me an opportunity to choose every pose for the hand. And I'm going to skip the process of polishing and painting the hands because I already showed it. It's same as for the body sculpting. Then I remove the hand from the sticks to reset them on the wire. To make the doll's manicure, I use acrylic paints and gels for the real manicure. When the nails are done, I cover them with a shining gel. I can have 2 or more layers to make the nails shine bright. The stand consists of the 2 rounds that I stick together with a hot glue. When it's drilled out, I cover it with the acrylic paint. I always mix the color by myself, and it always depends on the doll's clothes. This time the doll has a violet item in her outfit, so that's why I chose this color for the stand. For the decoration, I always use silver foil leaves that give shimmery effects. It requires a special glue that you have to cover the surface with. It's also a very joyful process to decorate the stand. For the shoes, I often use rhinestones. And this time I also decided to try disco stickers. To prepare the surface for the rhinestone fixing, I need to prime it with the color. When the paint is dry, I cover it with the manicure gels. I actually don't know how to explain why I'm doing this, but in the end you will see the result and understand everything. And then I fix the disco stickers on the place where the platform is meant to be. So the most interesting part has begun, and I really have to fix the every rhinestone like that. You just have to be patient. But I think the result is always worth it. In the end, I felt like something was missing and I added flowers. As how I was making this doll for the video, I wanted something simple for her. So I chose what I chose. Also, it wasn't easy for me to choose her hair color. The pink one was winning, but the blonde always wins. But I think that I made this choice because of the outfit colors. They all are soft and warm, and the acid pink wouldn't be in the place here. I intentionally made her not so glamorous because I love this kind of aesthetic. And I will finally shut up to make you enjoy the details. But when you watch the doll, don't turn off the video because next I'm showing you my other work in progress dolls. This is Barbie and she is not finished yet. She was inspired by the Barbie movies and I always dreamt about this kind of Barbie. She looks so realistic. This is also one of my most favorite dolls. She is very tiny, neat and nice. And I also showed how I was sculpting her and Barbie in my shorts. So I hope you enjoyed observing how I was creating this little beauty, and thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe not to miss a new one.